Okay, so this is an install guide for the Sanctum EDR, as asked by a couple of people, so thanks for raising those requests. I'm going to install this all on one VM, so I do advise having a guest, well, either using a guest VM for the deployment and a host for building. If you want to use two VMs instead of just one, so you don't have to build on your host, that's fine. You can do it all on one VM as I'm doing now. I'm doing that just so I don't dox myself or something stupid like that. I don't recommend that just because, if you do want to fork this project and start messing with it locally and then you brick the VM somehow, particularly when you're messing around with drivers, you don't want to lose any progress that you might have made on a local fork. So that would be my recommendation. As I said, I am doing this just in one VM. So I've set this up. This is completely clean, Windows 11. I've got Cargo, Nightly, the Windows Driver Kit, Cargo Make and LLVM, and all the Tory build tools. So I've gone and set that up already, and I've turned off Secure Boot and TPM. So we're pretty much ready to go. So I've just done a fresh clone now into, I think, Documents. No. So I've got the repo locally. What we want to do first is, we want to run this installer clean vm.ps1 to run the script. So let's open a admin PowerShell, and we'll just move into this. So let's enable script execution, yes to all. And now we can run the installer clean vm.ps1. That's going to set everything up. We are now going to have to reboot. That set up the ability for us to load our self-signed drivers. So I'll catch you in just a second after we've rebooted. Okay, so we're now back just after the reboot. So we should be able to continue from here. So let's just grab PowerShell, and we'll move into there, and we'll just bring the repo back up. So next thing we want to do, we've got VS build tools installed, we've got the repo cloned, so let's open the developer command prompt. So we'll run that as admin, and we'll break into a PowerShell session instead, just because the PowerShell syntax is a little nicer. So let's cd into the driver crate. So that is in here. And what do we need to do? So we want to run cert.ps1, which is going to generate a ELAM compatible code signing certificate. So let's run cert.ps1. It's probably going to tell us that we can't execute scripts. Let's try that again. So that's generated us a new certificate, which is going to allow us now to sign the driver. So let's run Cargo Make. The first time you run this, you probably want to go make a brew or something, because it will take a little while. So whilst this sets itself up, I'll put this on pause and I'll catch you after that. Okay, so that has done. That only took a couple of minutes. So the next thing we want to do is sign the driver. So we can run sign.bat. Oops. And that's going to sign the driver for us. Now, the next step is where people seem to be coming into a bit of difficulty. So we want to run the cert manager binary that comes with all the development tools, and we want to have a look at the certificate on the driver. So what we're looking for here is the to be signed hash. So I've probably gone past it. Where is it? I should probably just copy this out into a VS Code window or something. It would be a little bit easier, wouldn't it? Okay, you know what? I can't see it. Let's grab this, and let's open VS Code. And let's look for to be signed. Okay, so here it is. This is what we're looking for. In fact, we can open up the driver now in VS Code. So in the build script over here, what we want to do is, so we have this hash here, starts 5A, ends 9.3. We want to replace the to be signed hash in the build script here with this here. Now, annoyingly, we just need to concatenate this down. So, whoops. It does take. It's probably a really quick way of doing this, actually. Okay, it's done. So we've replaced the hash with this. So next, let's see what we got to do. Okay, so next we'll do a cargo clean. Whoops. And let's do another cargo make. And again, this will take just a minute. Okay, so that's done. If we go ahead and have a look at what we just built in debug package, so if we have a look at the signature of this, so the one thing that we did of course forget to do here is run the sign.bat script again. Okay, let's have a look at that again. So we just need to do this last instruction here just to re-sign the driver. And let's have a look at the driver now, and hopefully this time, yes, here we are. So we have the Sanctum ELAM certificate. So fingers crossed, that's all done now. So we can move on now to building and signing the PPL service. So must be built in release mode just because of the hard-coded paths in the script. So let's move up one directory. And let's just copy this straight over. Okay, so now we want to sign the service binary with sign ppl runner.bat. Done, easy peasy. So now we can build everything else. Okay, so that took forever. Right, let's move on to the last part here. So we want to move the binaries into desktop Sanctum. So the script that we ran right at the beginning has put this folder in here with nothing in it, obviously. So let's go and grab from, let's see, what do we need? So user mode engine, ELAM installer, and the app, which I think are all debug. Oh no, okay. Just the app that's built in debug mode from those instructions. You can build them in release mode if you want to, or debug mode, doesn't really matter. That's entirely up to you. So let's grab the ELAM installer, user mode engine, and I think that's it for there. So now if we move into app data Sanctum, so again the installer script has downloaded these two files from Git, which is just nice. So we want to move the driver, the PPL runner, and the DLL. So let's grab the DLL and the PPL runner. Grab those and pop them in there. And now we can grab the driver, which is in. Why's my brain stop working? Driver, target, debug, and then sanctum.sys. Cool. And that should be it. So if we in an admin PowerShell, we can use this one, it's fine. We can cd it over into the desktop Sanctum folder. So cd into here, and so we want to run elam installer.exe. So if we run elam installer.exe, hopefully this all works. Perfect. So we need to do a system reboot. So we'll do that now, and you'll join me after the reboot. Okay, so I've rebooted. In truth, I'm re-recording this section because the driver was blue screening. There was a bug I think in the alt syscalls area, randomly it's now started bugging out. Maybe Microsoft have patched something in an update, I don't know. But I've had to disable it, so hopefully it works this time. But I have just commented out the alt syscalls mechanism. So, assuming we're carrying on from where we left off, we've just rebooted. All we need to do now is open a PowerShell. I've also lost the custom scaling, so I apologise for how tiny this is. But I'll do my best to edit the video appropriately. So we just need to cd into the desktop Sanctum folder. And what we want to do in this elevated PowerShell terminal is run elam installer. We do need to run that every time we reboot. And now we can start the service with sc.exe start Sanctum ppl runner. So that's going to start the elam ppl service, which is able to read the events tracing for Windows stuff. So if we have a look, we can see the service is running. So next we need to start the user mode engine as admin. And this happens sometimes. There's a bug with the Tokyo named pipe creation. So sometimes when that happens, you do have to run it a couple of times for it to start. I am going to remove that though, I think, in an update soon. So then you can just start the app as admin. And the first time you do this, you will have to probably use this install button here to install the driver. As this is a re-record, it's already installed, but just be mindful of that. So now when we start, hopefully this time, we're not going to blue screen, but we'll see. So no, perfect, no blue screen. So the bug was clearly with the alt syscalls. So no problem, I'll have a look at that, I'll fix it. I'll see why it's doing that, but it works. So I hope that installation guide has been useful. If you have any questions or you're still struggling, please feel free to make an issue on the GitHub or start a discussion. I'm as active as I can possibly be. I will try and help. Obviously, you get this up and running. There's no guarantees that it will work. So, for instance, if you do a pull and it happens to blue screen, then I don't kind of provide any guarantees that the project will work on your environment or at that particular moment in time. Maybe I'll move to an experimental and a stable branch, but at the moment it's just a kind of proof of concept hobby project. There's no kind of guarantee that it will work, but I'll do my best to fix any bugs. I will have a look at this alt syscalls thing, so it is deprecated for the moment, but I hope that was helpful, and I will catch you again.